The Journey to Self-Love. Anna had always believed in love. She believed in its power to heal, inspire, and bring out the best in people. But after 3 years with Chris, love felt more like a battle, a constant tug-of-war that left her drained and questioning her worth. What had started as a whirlwind romance had turned into something toxic, suffocating, and painful. When Anna first met Chris, he had been everything she thought she wanted. Charming, ambitious, and attentive, he swept her off her feet with grand gestures and heartfelt words. He had a way of making her feel like the most important person in the world. But over time, the cracks began to show. It started with little things, comments about her friends, questioning her choices, and small criticisms disguised as jokes. "You're too sensitive," he'd say when she told him his words hurt her. "I'm just trying to help you be better." Anna convinced herself he meant well, that she could change, that their love was worth fighting for. But the fights grew worse. Chris would get angry over trivial things, blaming Anna for everything that went wrong. He'd disappear for days after an argument, leaving her drowning in guilt, only to return with sweet apologies and promises to do better. It was a vicious cycle of love and hurt, and Anna felt trapped. One night, after a particularly explosive argument over a missed phone call, Anna sat alone in their apartment, staring at the packed suitcase she kept hidden in the closet. She had thought about leaving before, but the thought of starting over terrified her. What if she never found love again? What if she was the problem? Her phone buzzed. It was a text from Chris. "I'm sorry, babe. Let's fix this." Anna stared at the message, her heart aching. She wanted to believe him, but deep down, she knew the truth. Fixing things meant staying in a cycle that was breaking her. For the first time, she felt a flicker of resolve. It was time to choose herself. The next morning, while Chris was at work, Anna packed her belongings. She left a note on the kitchen counter, her hands trembling as she wrote the words, "Chris, I can't do this anymore. I need to find myself again. Please don't try to reach me. Goodbye." With tears streaming down her face, she walked out of the apartment, unsure of where she was going. She found herself at her best friend Sarah's house, collapsing into her arms. "I left him," Anna whispered, her voice barely audible. "I don't know what to do." Sarah held her tightly. "You did the right thing, Anna. You deserve better than what he gave you. We'll figure this out together." For the next few weeks, Anna stayed with Sarah, slowly rebuilding her life. She started going to therapy, exploring her passions, and reconnecting with old friends. She felt lighter, freer, but the shadow of Chris still lingered. He sent her countless messages, alternating between apologies, anger, and pleas for her to come back. She blocked his number, but the emotional scars remained. One afternoon, while walking through a park, Anna met Ethan, a kind-hearted photographer who was taking pictures of the blooming flowers. They struck up a conversation, and for the first time in months, Anna found herself laughing. Ethan had an easygoing nature that put her at ease, and they exchanged numbers before parting ways. Over the next few weeks, Anna and Ethan grew close. He was everything Chris wasn't: gentle, patient, and genuinely interested in her thoughts and dreams. For the first time, Anna felt like she could breathe again. But as their connection deepened, doubts began to creep in. Could she trust herself to choose the right person? Was she ready for love again? One evening, as they walked along the beach, Ethan turned to her. "Anna, I know you've been through a lot, and I don't want to rush you, but I care about you. I just want to be here for you no matter what." Anna smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. "Thank you, Ethan. I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I want to try." Just as Anna began to open herself up to the possibility of love, Chris reappeared. One day, while she was leaving a cafe, she saw him waiting by her car. Her heart stopped as he approached, his face a mix of anger and desperation. "Anna, we need to talk," he said, his voice firm. "There's nothing to talk about, Chris," she replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "I've moved on." Chris shook his head. "You don't just move on from us. We had something special, Anna. You can't throw that away." She stepped back, her resolve hardening. "I didn't throw it away, Chris. You did." Over the next few weeks, Chris began showing up unexpectedly, at her workplace, at her gym, even outside Sarah's house. He left notes and gifts, begging for another chance. Anna felt her anxiety returning. the progress she'd made threatened by his persistence. One evening, Anna received a call from an unknown number. It was a woman named Laura, who introduced herself as Chris's ex-girlfriend. "I know this is out of the blue," Laura said, "but I felt like I had to warn you. Chris did the same thing to me. He's manipulative and controlling. I just wanted to tell you to stay strong. You're not alone." Anna was stunned. Laura's story mirrored her own. Chris's charm, his toxic behavior, the endless cycle of apologies and blame. It was a painful confirmation of what she had always suspected. Chris wasn't going to change. Fueled by Laura's words, Anna took legal action, filing for a restraining order. She also shared her story with her therapist and close friends, finding strength in their support. Slowly, she began to reclaim her sense of safety and peace. As the months passed, Anna continued to heal. Her relationship with Ethan blossomed, though she took things slow, ensuring she prioritized her own growth and happiness. She also pursued her dream of starting a small business, opening a wellness studio where women could find support and empowerment. One day, as she stood in her studio, watching a group of women laughing and connecting, she realized how far she had come. She no longer felt defined by her past or her pain. She had chosen herself, and in doing so, she had found a love greater than she had ever imagined, the love she had for herself. That evening, Ethan surprised her with a picnic under the stars. As they sat together, he took her hand. "Anna, you've shown me what strength looks like. I'm so proud of you." Tears filled her eyes as she smiled. "Thank you, Ethan, for everything." As the night unfolded, Anna realized she wasn't afraid anymore. Love was no longer something to fear or doubt. It was something to embrace, one step at a time. And as she leaned into Ethan's embrace, she knew this wasn't the end of her story. It was just the beginning.